We're back with day 7 of training camp, and man, things are starting to get consistent, at least with the offense, man. I'm loving what I'm seeing and I'm hearing from them. Jalen Hurts is turning into master class. We'll get into him a little bit later. But man, one of our young veterans is showing an even greater level of consistency, and maybe he's ready to step up to the next plateau of greatness, similar to his collegiate arc. What's up, it's your boy Cintron, coming back at you with another analysis video. They kid you not, that's my real name. Eagles training camp game ball, DeVonta Smith is having his best summer yet. And that's saying something because he's been balling out since he came in the league, almost averaging 1,000 yards per year. I believe if he's not, he's on the cusp. He's set to break out this year, and that's saying something because he's been pretty stellar to begin with. DeVonta Smith and Jordan Davis both stood out during Eagles training camp practice on Sunday morning, so Monday for me here. All right, DeVonta Smith, man. Just hitting new levels. He has been making, great catches. He dropped, I think 2 passes so far in camp, but he's been pretty stellar throughout. And he's just a guy you can lean on. He seems to be getting better and better each and every year. Like Aaron Moore had said, he's had as good a camp as he's ever had, and his confidence is to the roof. He's, learning new tricks and running routes with, precision. He's called the Slim for a reason. He's a route running maven. His football IQ, he said he's always looking to add to that, and new stems, new ways to to get open. He's searching for it all, doing it all. And him and AJ are just they're tight at the hip, talk to each other every day. I mean, they're just the best of friends, and they truly want the best for each other, and they push each other to greatness. Iron sharpens iron. But excited to see what he's going to do here in 2024, and an offense that truly should free him up to be the playmaker and truly step closer to that 1A, even though he's 1B. He's nobody's split banana, second banana, what they call it. Anyways, the game ball on the defensive side goes to Jordan Davis, a guy who's stepping into his 3rd year, who has all the talent in the world, a very athletic guy, running 4.79 at 340, which is insane. This guy's 60, 70 pounds lighter, who wish they had that speed. Linebackers who wish they had that speed, which, just shows you that he has all the makings of a great, but he just needs to be consistent and put it together, and most importantly, get his conditioning under shape, under control. But you know what I mean. Anyways, he's been clogging running lanes and showing a little bit of pass rush prowess, but it'll be interesting to see if he can maintain it throughout the summer and going into the fall, because we know what he can do. He had like 2.5 sacks, I think, the first 2 months of the season, and then he fell off the fucking face of the earth. But most of the defense did the same, so you can't really blame him, except for he said he was north of 350 for the majority of last year, and refuses to go into detail of how much it was. Maybe it was like 370 plus, but he looked, out of shape. That Bills, play as he chased down Josh Allen and ran him out of bounds, and with a minimal gain, he looked like he had died on that sideline. He died in your arms tonight, and he ain't getting back up. But hopefully he can, stay in that 340 range and continue to be the Sylvette, playmaker there in the backfield, living in other, teams' backfield, getting those TFLs and making life hard, and with his, partner in crime, Jalen Carter, and hopefully some other, super friends on that defensive line, Milton Williams and other guys, because we're going to get to one of them in short. He's maybe starting to pop, maybe starting to show off his prowess. So we got a lot of young guys on the D-line, and we need them to succeed. Anyways, let's get into the Jalen Hurts watch, man. Eagles quarterback continues excellent summer at training camp, and just the one word you can just sum him up with is accurate. He has been deadly. Highly efficient, masterful with the offense, to a certain degree, because he still has, several gears he can kick it up to, because he hasn't truly gotten, captain command over that, that scheme. But, he'll get there, man. But he's been pressing. It's been night and day, the spring practices and him now. So I'm loving what I'm hearing from Jalen, what I'm seeing. He's looking out there spry, fresh, looking like 2022 guy as far as running the ball, and they're going to incorporate that in the offense. But the one thing is accuracy, and then his decision-making process. He's sped it up. He knows where to go with the ball, and even when they're rushing him, trying to push him to one direction, making him roll out, he's dumping it off to his guys when he has to, and it's not he's not being captain checked down. I love to hear that, because you don't want a guy to purely try and get the ball out of his hands as soon as he can. Similar to Sam Bradford. But you want him to challenge, and you want him to push. On one play specifically, he looked for John Ross. That was his initial read, but he settled for dumping it off, I think, to A.J. Brown or Saquon in the flat. And, they're getting chunk yards, and that's how you hurt, teams. Death by 1,000 paper cuts is fine by me, because we need to be truly, I keep saying this phrase, amorphous, and do whatever it takes to take the defense down. If they're, susceptible to intermediate routes, spam those. If they're going to be blitzing, find the weaknesses, the holes, and give them the answers, because Kellen Moore is going to, provide him with a cheat sheet, a test, the Cintron with the answers, penciled in. All he has to do is that thing, and not Christmas tree. So he ended up with numbers on a day of, what was he? 15 of 19, 78.9% touchdown to A.J. Brown, which, he hit, precisely put it where, it was hard for Isaiah Rodgers to make a play. They cried offensive pass interference, but, the refs that were there ruled it, a non-issue. And he hit, Covey on some deep crosses, so he's hitting on every level of that, of that offense to the defense. You know what I mean? But, it's just excellent to see him out there, just slinging the thing. Has yet to throw an interception, and I'm not sure how far that's going to go into, this offseason / this season, but such a tremendous start for Jalen Hurts here in Philadelphia. So, all right, let's get into the main article. Eagles 2024 training camp practice notes day 7. This DeVonta Smith kid might be good. Jimmy can be being, facetious, but the offense was led by standout DeVonta Smith in Sunday's practice. And here he is just holding in that beautiful pass, Aaron Moorhead in the background, and just Jalen hit him right in stride. I think that might be Jalen there, but just a beautiful pass. All right, the guys that did not practice, Tyler Steen, he's missed his now 4th practice with that ankle. I hope he's back sometime this week, man, because I really want to see him come out and win that job, because I think it's night and day, not maybe night and day at this point, but I think by the end of the season, it could be a night and day difference between him and Becton being in there. He's a big body, and he's, can be a road grader, but I think the stability that Steen has, the capabilities of the potential of giving you in the pass game will not be matched by Mekhi. Paris Campbell out with a groin, Mekhi out with illness, so he missed time, even though it looks like he'll be back. Eli Ricks with the illness, also looks like he might be back soon. Oren Burks, man, hasn't been able to get out there, so after the first day of training camp, he's been out, and he can't make the club in the tub, as they say. Linebacker Brandon Smith, concussion. Mekhi Gardner, hamstring. I think Josh Oak, he was upgraded to limited participant. So contested catch down the right sideline. It was Tyler Hall, the slot guy, and he just looked the ball in, just bread basket and caught it just beautifully. Definitely he's a candidate to go from really good to great. And you look at his collegiate career, he had nothing spectacular. Getting some run, and then 68 for 1256. Okay, he's popping. And 14 TDs, and then 117, almost nearly doubling his catch, which is insane. 1,856 yards, 15.9, so he's not slacking in the yards per catch category, and 24 touchdowns, so it gives him 53 on his career, which is 11.47 a year, which is crazy. So he was gone from very good to great in the past. He can do it again. And he just, watching practice, he's fired up, not just for, the first team when he's out there, but second and third teams watching Tanner McKee pump fake Isaiah Rodgers and hit him, hit receiver Jacob Harris, and then, Smith on the sidelines, got him! Firing up his guys. He just, he's such a fiery guy for, to be so small frame, but, he's part of the heart and soul of his team, man. Him, AJ, Jalen, Jordan Mailata, guys like that. All right, A.J. Brown had a highlight reel moment. He caught a deep ball, out-muscled Isaiah Rodgers for a contested catch TD. And, he was looking back, Isaiah was for the pass interference, but, it didn't get called. And, he made some good throws, and he hasn't, he threw one to Keeley, who, nearly victimized him by catching it, but he dropped it. So Jalen Hurts has had one down day, and then one, I think, day 6, you could say that was maybe questionable because red zone working. Defense did get their jabs in, but for the most part, it's been up. All right, Tanner Rickey got some second team work, and hey, man, he's pushing Kenny Pickett. We'll see how this goes to preseason, but I'm excited to see McKee and see how he closes out games. Like I said, I think we'll win some preseason games because we have those 3 guys. And Jalen, most likely won't be a factor for most of it, but then Will Grier, I don't know. We'll see what maybe he's going to bring closing out. So, I mean, he just hasn't gotten a lot of opportunity, but in the developmental period, he's making some nice throws, but not really too concerned about that. Tyler Steen and Mekhi Becton out. Brett Toth got the first team reps at right guard, and then Trevor Keegan, when Landon Dickerson came out, he was back in with that knee issue, but he was filling in, so I like that. And Toth handled Jalen Carter, who has been unblockable this summer on the one-on-one drills, which favors the pass rushers, which is just nice to hear. Interesting, he's getting snaps over Matt Hennessy, Max Sharping, Nick Gates. So, he's a 5th-year guy here, and he's been with us in some way, shape, or fashion since 2019. But we like him, man. We like him. I had a block on the edge on Alex Hunt, the rookie out of Houston Christian University. Milton Williams is looking good in the one-on-ones. He beat Trevor Keegan, which is no surprise, but he's looking super quick. And he's quietly had a good camp and making a nice play, at least one a day, keeping the doctor away. All right, Bryce Huff hasn't had much going, but he beat Jordan Mailata, which just kind of tells you where, he's going up against Lane Johnson, the pecking order. It's Lane and then it's the world because he's just a monster. He also destroyed Josh Sweat, which is, telling something because, he's athletic as, all get out. But, hey, man, Lane is that dude. He might still be holding on to his elite status. All right, Dylan McMahon, recently promoted to second-team center. Had a good rep against Marlon. Tui Pelotu. I can finally say that. Damn, if I just relax. But he hasn't had bad reps, man. Him or, I haven't heard about him having bad reps in 11s. Zach Bond got talked about by Nick Sirianni. Got praised. He went out of his way to do so, saying that he not only brings toughness, but he strikes. He's a physical guy on special teams as well. So it'll be interesting to see if he wins the job. Will N'Kobe play on special teams, or will it be him? Because N'Kobe's still flashing as a blitzer, but he's been ass in coverage, to be honest with you. All right, Jeremiah Trotter is a smart guy, getting some hits in. Got to pop on Lou Nichols, and had a sack on a blitz, so nice. He's steady. He hasn't stood out in coverage, but he hasn't been a liability either. But like I said, N'Kobe Dean has, which is tough. Ben Van Zimmer is making some plays at linebacker, and hey, if Oren Burks can't make the team because of his injury, then this guy, he makes some plays at linebacker as well. Might be up, to developing and making the roster and being our special teams guy. I'd love to have him out there versus Oren Burks because, of course, homegrown guy, cheaper. We know that he's going to be here for the duration of his contract, and then just supreme athleticism running that 4.45 at linebacker at 240. And Vic Fangio had an interesting look with 4 down linemen: Marlon, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Milton Williams, which I love, and the team can run against it. So I'd love for us to throw out the look at some teams because with Milton and Marlon playing at the ends, you're not losing that much, which is crazy to think about. But let's get into the last article and see what we can glean from this. All right, Jalen Hurts second good days, man. Love to hear it. But yeah, decision making was quick and avoiding pointlessly taking off running, which is excellent. He's trusting the offense and believing what he's seeing. Yeah, and not being checked down Charlie. All right, let's see what else is new. Cooper DeJean done on the timeline. He's taking mental reps, and like Nick Sirianni said in his presser, guys, walkthroughs are the most important thing because you do it the most. You spend the most time out there, doing that instead of actual live practice. So he's getting those mental reps, and we'll see how it shakes out. But there's no substitute for for playing. And then Isaiah Rodgers getting the first team cornerback reps 4 days in a row. 3 in a row, sorry. 4 days for Rodgers, 2 Keeler Ringos, 3. So pulling ahead, maybe. And Quinton Mitchell was the first team nickel cornerback. All right, but for the 7th day in a row, Devin White and Zach Bond being paired in 11-11s. Hey, man, that's a good thing. I think, just because he's not a liability in coverage. And it's going to be hard for me to see N'Kobe playing his way into a starting position because he's behind. He's been behind since the spring and he hasn't caught up. Right guard battle heating up. We'll see, man. Pause. But Steen and Bechter were both out, so Brett Toth is, getting the start. We talked about that. All right, let's see. First team offense situation, 55 seconds to go. Hit Brown for the first down. Hurts most likely would have been a sack. And Gardner Johnson touched him down. And then he checked it down to Saquon Barkley. Then Saquon Barkley dropped the pass. But they got it to to 6 seconds and spiked the ball. So we got it, the field goal breaching scenario. James Bradbury put a pop on Britton Covey and he dropped the ball. So James out there trying to do what he can do, but it is what it is. And then Moro Jomo putting pressure, getting the TFL. He's out there, doing what he flashed last year, where in the run game. But we'll see if he can bring more. We definitely don't want to hear about this, him falling on the backup quarterback and then sacking Pickett. This is practice, buddy. Chill. And let's see. Cam Jurgens getting some work, or getting worked on. Jalen Carter doing what he does, pushing the O-line around. If he can, throw a 370 guy around, what's he gonna do to Cam Jurgens, who's 310 at best? Yeah, Carter getting some praise after stuffing an interior run by Kenny Gainwell. And Albert O making some catches. He made some catches today, so if he can continue that upward trajectory, he might be the number 3 guy. But that's what we're thinking. Fred Johnson getting some nice stunt work, stonewalling guys. Nice to hear that. Jenkins being active, man. He might be our practice squad guy, man. PJ Musper got a backfield TFL, most likely second team. Just from the guy that double catching passes, that doesn't bode well for his chances of making the squad. Shaquan Davis, multiple catches with the 3rd team. Practice squad candidate maybe. Terrell Lewis deflecting passes, but it's against Will Greer, so we don't want to hear about that. Lowell Nichols had a nice run with the 2nd team offense. Good contact balance. Someone said the new LeGarrette Blount, that's to be seen, man. But Nichols did get popped by Vin Mansumer, who got up and flexed. Nice. And our new tight end Kevin Folish, who we dropped from McCastles, who put on IR, but caught a short pass. So we'll see. Creed, I love that. Anyways, there'll be another practice out there tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. But hey, this video went a lot longer than I thought it would. But hey, it's all good because you're not even watching. But like I said, it's all good because I love the Eagles and I love talking about them and making videos about them. So we'll chunk the deuces officially. But as always, it's fly Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron, Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.